Hello and welcome back to Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. How many of you out there like banana cream pie? It's my favorite. Banana cream pie is by far my favorite pie. However, pie is often really high in calories and fat, but I'm telling you, you can't just eat only things that are so super good for you. You've got to eat some sweets now and then and some dessert type foods, because it kind of balances everything out and you're not left, craving things and then overeating. So what I'm here to show you today is a way to eat something that tastes just like banana cream pie but actually isn't banana cream pie. And this recipe is so simple that anybody can make it. It's great for young kids to make, so if you've got any young kids at home who want to try cooking, this is a fantastic recipe to try. It's not so much that this recipe is really great for you, but it's not bad for you either. That's the important thing here. It is a sweet and it is a dessert, but it's a dessert that's a lot healthier than eating a big old slice of high-calorie banana cream pie. Now, what we start with is some instant Jell-O pudding. This is vanilla, and you can use sugar-free, fat-free like I'm using here, and that gives you an edge as far as calories and fat are concerned as well. I'm also using fat-free skim milk, and I've got some very nice ripe bananas. These are quite ripe. They're not real overly ripe, but they're pretty ripe. And you don't want to use green bananas. It won't have the flavor infusion that the bananas will give to this pudding. And you want to use Nilla wafers. However, I'm using reduced fat. Now, if you use the reduced fat items that I'm using here, you're going to save yourself a lot of calories and a lot of fat with this dessert. We're going to start out by taking our bananas, peeling them back, and we're going to start out by, of course, slicing our bananas. Now, you want to slice your bananas into relatively thin slices, probably about 8-inch slices. So I'm going to go ahead and slice up all of our bananas here. Now, I told you this would be great for kids, and that's because to slice a banana, a ripe banana, you can use a butter knife. You don't need a real sharp knife, so you can't get cut. Now, there's our banana slices. We're going to do that to 5 bananas. I've got a total of 5 bananas here. These are medium-sized bananas. If you've got real large bananas, you might want to go 4 or 3. If you've got smaller bananas, make it a few more. But you want to slice up about 5 ripe bananas. Okay, I've got all 5 bananas sliced up. I'm going to set those aside. Next, we're going to take our instant pudding. Now, instant pudding is something that's very easy to make. You simply take a large plastic bowl. In fact, this is all made in one large plastic bowl. And you simply open your pudding up and dump the contents into your large plastic bowl, of course. Now, if it's not the sugar-free, fat-free pudding, you'll have a larger amount of pudding here. Another thing I want to warn you about is you've got to use real milk. You can't use soy milk in pudding, or it will not congeal and set up. It relies upon enzymes in the milk to actually set up, so soy milk won't work in either fat-free or sugar-free, fat-free, or regular pudding. So these are just vanilla puddings. You can also use banana pudding, but to me that gets a little too much banana-y flavor. Now, when you make this pudding, according to this, it says that you put 2 cups of cold, fat-free milk in it. So, we're going to put in 4 cups total since we've got 2 packages. There's 1. Set that aside. You're going to use a whisk, and you're going to stir that up real good and blend that up real well. And just beat it with a whisk. And you do this for about 2-3 minutes, and you'll start to see that it starts to thicken quite well. Okay, our pudding's starting to thicken and it's stirred up really well. So next we're going to take our bananas, we're going to dump all those bananas into the pudding like that. Now we're going to mix those all up in that pudding. And you'll see that pudding is really starting to turn thick and starting to congeal, starting to set up. So once we have our bananas all stirred into there, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm using again the reduced fat Nilla wafers. Any vanilla wafer cookie will work well in this. And these kind of represent our crust. Now, what I'm doing with these is I'm going to take about, I'm going to count these. Actually, I've got 6 of them here, so there's a half dozen. And I'm going to break these up in there. Now, you can break them up into different sized pieces. Some can be left whole, some can be broken into quarters, some can be just broken in half, thirds, whatever you want to do with those. So, there's 6. There's, you don't want to put a whole box in because that'll be too many. And it just won't be as good. Now, if you put some whole ones in there, don't worry about that. If some whole ones drop in, that'll be fine. There's 12. Now, I'm making a double batch here. You're going to use less bananas. There's 15, 16. You're going to use less bananas and less wafers if you only use 1 packet of pudding. So, just keep in mind to half everything if you just use 1 packet of pudding. Okay, we're pushing about 20 vanilla wafers here. Getting close. Now we're going to stir all those up in there as well. Now, the magic's really starting to begin here. Those will soak up some of that and they'll become like the crust to a normal pie. However, it's kind of like pie filling, banana cream pie filling. And you're like, well, what about the whipped cream? Well, I'll show you after this sets in the refrigerator for just a little bit. There we go. I probably got about 24 vanilla wafers in there. And I'm going to let this set up in the refrigerator for a few minutes. And then I'll show you what to do about the whipped cream, and I'll show you how to serve this delicious, awesome dessert. Look at this. Let me show this to you closer. Look at that. Doesn't that look just great? And it's nice and thick, it's starting to thicken up real well. And it's just kind of just a mashup of different ingredients. And it's so quick and easy to make. And like I said, anybody can make it. It's not real unhealthy, although it's not like the, don't make this like the main course, but this is a fantastic dessert that can take the place of unhealthy desserts. Okay, here's our dessert served up in a bowl. You'll notice that it's set up real well. And I'm going to top it with some fat-free whipped cream. You can use low-fat or fat-free whipped cream. I've got a couple of vanilla wafers also sitting right there inside of it, and let me try this and see how it is. Oh, that is just fantastic. This stuff will make you feel like a new person, believe me. I'm Mr. G. Thanks for watching Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. I hope you really enjoyed today's dessert.